Warde Manuel is officially out as Michigan's athletic director. This will be effective at the end of the calendar year. They're giving him until December 31st while they search for a new athletic director in the interim. Kind of a ride into the night sky for Warde Manuel because it's been a very up and down tenure for him. You look at the success on the field for Michigan, it was there. He led them to a national championship in football. He led them to a national championship in basketball. They were very successful in hockey. And that's not even all the sports they were successful in. Baseball, men's gymnastics, women's gymnastics. It goes on and on. They've been very successful across all athletics under his tenure as the athletic director. And that cannot be denied when you're talking about Warde Manuel. He has been successful in leading the program successfully. But where he really gets hung up is a lot of the off-the-field stuff. You look at, most recently, the Sherrone Moore stuff, and that's probably what's costing him his job. You look at the sign stealing. You look at the recruiting violations against Jim Harbaugh. You look at the computer crimes for Matt Weiss, the Chris Partridge stuff, whatever that is. Shemi Schembechler was hired and then resigned immediately after being hired because he made offensive social media posts. The Juwan Howard hire, and then he ended up fighting people on the sideline of these basketball games in the handshake line. Like, off the field stuff is what's costing Warde Manuel, and I don't think a lot of people are quick to attack him for, Dusty May leaving for the NBA, John Beilein leaving for the NBA, Jim Harbaugh leaving for the NFL. And while it seems suspect that the only two college basketball coaches in the last 10 years to leave for the NBA have been from Michigan, those have also been two of the better college basketball coaches over these past 10 years, so it kind of makes some sense. And you can't really fault Warde Manuel for these guys making the decision to go to the next level. We all knew Jim Harbaugh at some point was going to want to try to win that Super Bowl again. We all knew Dusty May at some point, with how young of a coach he still is, was going to want a chance at the NBA. John Beilein, he'd been in college basketball, he'd been in the NBA, he'd been all over the place. He wanted a chance to win again at the NBA level. You can't blame Warde Manuel for this. What you can maybe blame Warde Manuel for is announcing at the championship parade that, hey, yeah, we have a deal made to go through 2030 to 2031 with Dusty May. We have it all worked out now. He's going to be our coach. He's staying, blah, blah, blah. We have it signed. It's here. It's official. We have a couple little details to work out, but it's pretty much guaranteed. Dusty May is yours for the foreseeable future, but really nothing had been signed. It was just a matter of time before an NBA team reached out and swooped Dusty May up. For that reason, maybe you could blame Warde Manuel. But as far as the success on the field or on the court or in the pool, whatever sport you're talking about, on the mats, it doesn't matter, on the ice, he was good in that sector of athletic directoring. You look at the business side of things, he was great. He navigated NIL as well as really anybody in the sport as an athletic director. You look at Champions Circle, that's funding really all of the sports, but mainly football and basketball. His partnership with the Champions Circle has allowed Michigan to sign guys like Bryce Underwood, retain guys like Jordan Marshall, Andrew Marsh. These guys are here because Warde Manuel has navigated the NIL era really well. There are shortcomings. Losing those coaches are shortcomings, and there's the off-the-field stuff that cannot be overlooked. This Sherrone Moore thing, I think it's just the nail in the coffin. You heard Biff Poggi say it last year. It's been a lot of years of dysfunction at Michigan, and a lot of that boils down, or I guess technically boils up, to who's at the top, and that is Warde Manuel. He's the overseer of everything. To an extent, he has to be the fall guy for this, even if some of it isn't his fault. But I think the investigation into Sherrone Moore kind of opened the eyes to, well, maybe he was sweeping some things under the rug. Maybe he was knowingly turning a blind eye to some things that Sherrone Moore was doing. Who knows? But it cannot be denied, and I don't want to mince words here, it cannot be denied that Warde Manuel put everything on the line to allow Michigan athletics to reach its peak. I will say that, and for that we are grateful for Warde Manuel. Obviously, there's the stuff off the field that cannot be denied, though, and that is unfortunate. But now moving forward, who do we move on to? Who is going to be the next athletic director at the University of Michigan? They have plenty of time. Warde Manuel's still here until the 31st of December, so they have the whole college football season and the rest of the summer to bring in a new athletic director. The first name that comes to my mind is Chris Del Conte at Texas. This one is incredibly far out. He's been great at Texas. Texas is a blue blood. They have great branding. Del Conte has completely navigated the NIL really well for them. You look at how Texas recruits every year. It's high end in the SEC. It's high end in all of college football. You look at all of their sports, as far as even their basketball team was in the tournament this year, I believe. So they've been successful. He's been good on the business end. He's one of the best athletic directors, if not the best athletic director in all of sports. He is a guy to definitely call. Will he listen, considering Texas is almost equally or maybe better, depending on how you see it, of a brand than Michigan? He may not answer the call. We'll see. He's definitely a guy to call. The next one I would call is Joe Castiglione over at Oklahoma. I think Michigan is a better brand than Oklahoma. I will say that. Oklahoma is a blue blood, but Michigan goes deeper in their history. Their history's rich. Their branding's good. Their NIL, even though Oklahoma is good NIL, Michigan's NIL is still more expansive. I believe he would be a good guy to bring in. You look at how well he's done in hiring guys. Mark Stoops, Lincoln Riley, and now Brent Venables. That is a really good 3 straight hires for a college football program. I think he would be a great addition to Michigan at athletic director. He is the second one on my list. The third one I'm looking at is Jeremiah Dickey. He's over at Boise State. He's a young up-and-comer in the athletic director business. He's energetic, enthusiastic. He puts everything on the line for Boise State. You look at Boise State, group of 6 team, group of 5 team, I think it is now. Or is it group of 6? It is group of 6. Consistently in the playoff hunt as a group of 6 team. That says something. It's a smaller market. You're out in Idaho, and he's still making it work and consistently being in the playoff race as the group of 6 team to make that playoff representation. So obviously, maybe it's time to give him that upgrade and bring him into a place with a ton of resources. I mean, you'd be taking him from some resources, whatever, top team in Boise, whatever, you can get some stuff from the Idaho potato farmers out there, but not too much. Bring him into Michigan and just give him the pocketbook. He can make some things happen, and you see how well he has done over there at Boise State. He would do twice as well at Michigan, and I do believe that. And the fourth name, this is going to be my final name. You could go on and on. This hire could come from anywhere. It could come from the business sector, right? I mean, you could go take a top-end CEO. I think of Larry Ellison. He's been funding Michigan over these past couple of years. He would be a guy that maybe you would bring in because he knows how to handle business. That's the type of era we are in college football. You need a business guy or girl mentality to run a college football, college basketball, a college athletic department. You need to be business-oriented. I could see that happening. I think Michigan should steer clear of that. I think they should go to college athletic directors that are known for being successful as college athletic directors. Don't reach. You have plenty of time to make this hire. Don't reach for something completely out of the ordinary that you think might work. Go for somebody that's proven. Chris Del Conte, Joe Castiglione, Jeremiah Dickey, and my fourth option, Pat Chun. He's over at Washington right now. He's an up-and-comer. I think he'll start coming up on names. If another athletic director position opened, I think he would be another name that is mentioned. He has navigated the move from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten and picking up with the NIL that's required to be successful in the Big Ten. He was able to keep DeMond Williams despite whatever happened in this offseason. I think he would be a good option as an up-and-comer and somebody that could be very successful with the resources at Michigan. I mean, you look at Michigan as an athletic director job. Who wouldn't want to be the athletic director at Michigan? You have millions of dollars at your disposal, and you can use them however you want. It's an enticing job for anybody. I think Chris Del Conte would pick up the phone. Would he take the job? Probably not. Would Joe Castiglione take the job? Unlikely, but it's possible. But these guys would answer the phone. You see Michigan calling with their deep pockets. It opens up opportunities. I'd answer the phone. My number one hire that I would take is Joe Castiglione, then Chris Del Conte, then Dickey, then Chun. It goes in that order for me. Most likely is probably Chun or Dickey, and I would be completely fine with both of those. But let me know in the comments below, do you agree with even letting go of Warde Manuel? Let's start there. Do you agree with letting go of Warde Manuel? And who are your options? Who are your options that you're thinking of for next athletic director at Michigan? That's all I have for today, and as always, go Blue.